Igbo king who is in some ya nti enene ye waha. Se na your first time we share your share subscribe my na nsem de de bi bremu. Ye nyina ya so guso. Igbo king eye Dr. Eze Chukudi Hinetus. Eye no ho nsensem a aba ono chese ne wafa ne ho adwene ankasa e de aba Ghana ha chese nye ne nso no start yo or start ya chere yie. Or started like some 13 years back and or started sa agenda we say na chese utie ne plans a wafana chese waye na adwen say oba be take over Ghana hanom chese ye niema o chese oba take over the land ankasa chese waye na adwen say de e mabufu kra ne se chese wo beduadua Nigeria for bayere ne haban bi ni ade nyina bi kra wa ha o bayere nyina mu bedua uni e bayere jaye kokofa de bradi wi asa na afi de wo san kofa wo bayere ne wo leaves ne plants nyina obedua wa ha ati mu schools mu hospitals ne ade in fact serious Ghana for mo mayemfa MPP ni ndisi nsem no ento nchen kra na yenyire ye ho fight sa ade wo se ne yentu papa we e mani free anko because e wutie Igbo for history a omu ye wicked people o Igbo for omu ye very wicked people. They orchestrate stuff. Amache so almost so omo pe fast money so omo pe no okwan biara omo be fa so omo nsa ebe kan sa fast money na emfa ne ho ondwen de ebe ye obi e na onwen se ebe ha obi emfa ne ho nti Ghana hanum se kura sa wahwe ye chi amro besa ye hwube kohwe bohwe so nipa 5 Igbo fo nko ano o me ye 3 na 4 na wo mu chese eniema boni bie besi bia no Igbofo ene dɔɔso ewo mu na wabisa wo ho se wo hene ya wasɔre a ono de o se odi Igbo land eba Ghana hanom no ono hene no odi wa hanom no wadi wo ni krom ho awie ana de o pese wo ye wa ha no waye ewo ni krom ho no awie ana o so pese o si schools hospitals and so many other staff so pese o ye wa hanom no saa de no waye ewo ni krom ho no awie ana according to him na beboa yen ade na wo nkoye na mfa mo krom fo enye rekwa Nigeria for omodo so chen yen Ghana for bebre enti no muso bebre na so ne hia mo chen yen wa ha ye de yen cast ye hia mo a ya ye be ya de na Ghana for so yen hwehwanimu Ghana for yen hwehwanimu ye leaders omo ndwene ye ho chese eye a whole lot of ensem ne doso ensem no edoso na me pacho bebre whether from the house's own mouth. Dear papa sa chief Eze Chukude Hinetus no dear why na adwen se opese obeye e wa ha no onu anenum me pacho gina ho netie efri onu anenum ne plans a wafa de opese obeye e wa ha ne sansa ase na wabeto ne bebre wa ha no se no yentie nia onu ankasa opese oye no muntie ne sisi ana pacho wo subscribe na wo share na comment na wo like why gina so netie video no from onu anenum de opese ode ye kwan opese ode Ghana for ye fa so wa ha me da sitie video no hwe video no
shall never end. That video what they tell us so say the king of Igbo for Ghana say he won't buy a whole 50 acres of land to build Igbo community for Ghana here. I finally found the video. So now nobody allegedly anymore. We don't see the matter. You understand? So for me now, the feel say if this man won't build community for Ghana here, say he won't build 50 acres of land. That land so. Hospital go there, school go there, guest house go there, market go there. What he going to find again? Just cook man move go Nigeria now because if these people now no people feel mingle with Ghanaians, what's the point? Because for the point of you being in another country is to actually mingle with the people in the country. If not mingle with people in the country, what's your point? Why are you there? Just go back to Nigeria. And besides, Nigeria they into real hunger right now. Nigeria they into real unemployment right now. That money go build hospital, build schools for Nigeria right now. People go thank you. The youth of Nigeria will thank you. Before I talk further, when I watch the video be that.
Highness, Dr. Ambassador Inetu, Igbo has got a very rich culture that must be encouraged. He believes the past and present leaders from Igbo as a nation from the Nigerian state deserves more. The father of all projects on his mind is the establishment of the first Igbo town in Ghana and of course the first in the world.
If you look around the world, apart from in Virginia, they have Igbo village in Virginia. They created it by putting the antiques, the antiquities of Igbo there. You can come there, kind of archive of Igbo. But I'm creating Igbo village, which has never happened in the history of the world among the Igbos in the world. As I'm talking to you, I've acquired 50 acres of land, that is 250 plus of land along the Flower Road, that is at Old Ningo area. But along that road, it's right on the road, I acquired 250 plus of land. My reason of acquiring this land is to build Igbo village in Ghana. I call it Amandi Igbo in Ghana. We'll build a village where we're gonna build the palace of Igbo there, a huge palace. We'll build Igbo town hall there with about 2,000 capacity chairs and 100 rooms guest house. The essence of this guest house is most of the times our governors and our Igbo great leaders do come to Ghana. You know, they always go with their entourage. If they come to Ghana, their entourage will see where they will lodge for free of charge, maybe for a day or two. Most of their visits, it doesn't take more than 48 hours or 24 hours. They stay there free of charge, and they know that, yes, this is what they have benefited from the Igbos living in Ghana. Again, our people that have accommodation problem and all that will come get there at least for 2 or 3 days before they can get a out of the country, or those that come into the country, in one way or the other, will have accommodation of 100 rooms guest house. We will also, in the palace of the Igbo, we also have apartment there for special guests like governors and ministers. And in future, I know that we, the Igbos, will provide president in Nigeria. And I know that the president that will rule Nigeria at time to come must be an Igbo man. And one day, by the special grace of God, he also going to be part of those that are going to lodge at the guest house there in Igbo village. In that Igbo village, my good brother, what I want to do there is we'll create streets there. We'll create streets that will represent the names of the ancient Igbos. We'll create the streets that will bear the name of Sambakwe Street. That's the ex-governor of Imo State. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the first president of Nigeria. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Nzaogo. We'll create a street that will bear, of course, the name of my father also, Zemaladi Henetu. And all the great Igbo leaders that they have gone, and those are present, will create streets in their name that will represent them in Igbo village in Ghana. And this Igbo village in Ghana, every Igbo man all over the world have right to come there and buy property. Either you want a plot of land or 2 plots of land to build your dream house. We're also going to build tall buildings of maybe 6th floor or 7th floor. We'll sell them flat by flat. And we will have a single entrance in this Igbo village. When you come in there, you know you're coming into Igbo village in Ghana. From there, Igbos will expand. We will build market there. Igbo market will represent there. Igbo school will be built there. We will create transport section there also. We will create what we call Ezigbo Garden. In Igbo language, you call it Mbala Ezigbo. Ezigbo Garden meaning where we create about 4 plots of land. We use 4 plots of land for that, for Ezigbo Garden, where we're going to plant yam, plant all the trees, all the leaves you can get in Igbo land. Okwa, ube, akubeke, ntoroba, oha, we're gonna also plant yam there. We'll plant ube there. We'll plant all these things so that at the time of New Year Festival of Ezigbo, we'll go to the Mbala there. We'll go to the garden there to get.
Se mohu munyina mohu moti wenenum emu bayire egborogbo ni de plant ni ade opese obedua odi free Igbo land honom e de bagana ha ye de ni asase na ye de plants ni sa na enukwa na emabufu chenhwe no ye de ni plants a ewo sa na ma wonya kofa de tese wa ye na dwen se obe take over the land of Ghana ankasa o to Nigeria ni Igbo land ne de abaha no mankasa na ade a wahye cramp ade ne pa omo Nigeria fo omo no krom twom suro Igbo fo no Nigeria fo na aka no twom suro omo Igbo fo no na nka yen no omo na tu omo man mu hwe sesi a Igbo Nigeria fo ni bi a omo ye Igbo fo ne bi ankasa crampo ka editia papa we Ghana fo omo mi ansori o mo mi ansori yo Mama yan sorry na yen kan ye hummom na yen ja MPP NDC me ya santini me ya chimuni me ye weni no this is the time me was yen nyina ye back together na ye two papa we say free hanum say the money course na fine pa mo ko ni fee on it was so good one until on one bad intention I bet it free nani so mama yen tie Nigeria for nankasa nsem ni bi o mo ka fa papa yi ene nsɛm a ɔmonim na ɔmoka edefa Igbofoɔ nankasa ho guy ya oba behwe ne sisi e wo so no ye Igbo ni bi oye Igbo ni bi nto nim se de Igbofoɔ tie mpacho munyina so na mo hwɛ sa video esisi a.
The population of Nigerians in Ghana is about 4 million. And these 4 million, the Igbos are the majority. The Igbos here in Ghana, they've married a lot of Ghanaians, Togolese, Liberians, Burkinabes, and even Ghana, where we live. Now, these children are all Igbos. And if we don't let them know the culture and tradition of the Igbos, it means our culture is wiping away. And the installation of this king means to plant the culture and tradition of the Igbo in Ghana and any other country that we found that there are a good number of the Igbos living in that country. By that, the essence of this kingship has come to be.
I've always maintained that imbecility is a clinical evidence of criminality. I've always maintained it, and I stand to be corrected. And I say this in case a greater number of you from this particular post begin to wonder why Nigerians think the way they think, especially the people from the tribe of Igbo. I'm an Igbo man, so I can tell you people better that such level of criminality, hence a clinical evidence through imbecility or a clinical evidence of imbecility, is more with the Igbo tribe. I mean, when you see an Igbo man think because he's money conscious, you'll understand that he's very deluded. They don't care about rationality. They can do things, they can talk like madmen. They don't reason, all because of the money. So in their bid and their desperate chase for the money, you find out that their mind, you see, that's why they say that it will be hard for a rich man or one that chases money to enter a healthy mental state, which is what we call paradise spiritually. They say it will be easier for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than for a man that chases money to have a healthy state of mind, to be sane enough. And that's exactly what happens to you. Now, what do I mean by this? How could this be your reason, your justification for coming to another man's land and clinging to chieftaincies and king? Ask me, even in the Bible, or where logic and rationality applies, have you ever seen a person leave his own land, go to another man's land, and start claiming kingship? If you've given birth to children with the ladies of the people you had, claimed to, take them back home. This is not the reason for you to come to another man's land and start running all these kingship, eze, and all these things, royalty. See, no matter how royal you are in your place, when you come to another man's land, leave it at the doorstep. This is another man's house, and you're coming to claim a king in another man's house. And you know the funny thing. The funny thing is that these same people in their own land can't even claim this right. These same people in their own land can't even do this thing they are doing. They come to another man's land and they start showing rights. Anyways, this is not something that should shock a great number of us who already know who the Igbos are. I'm going to tell you people a very little story, a real life story. So, Enugu State and Ebonyi State are neighboring states in the eastern part of Nigeria, highly dominated by the Igbo tribe. In fact, it belongs to the Igbo tribe. Now, what I'm about to tell you will shock you as a Ghanaian and as a South African. Do you know that the governor of Ebonyi State, lives in Enugu State? The governor of Ebonyi State lives in Enugu State. Every single time he travels back to Enugu State, in a siren, on a convoy, as if he is the governor of Enugu State. If it's not because the governor of Enugu State had to tell him, bro, they cannot be, think about it now, this thing is rational, there cannot be two governors in one state. Whereas your state is empty of a governor. You're governing your state from my state, and then whilst coming back to my own state, you're on a convoy and you're blowing siren like the governor. Now this emphasizes exactly what you people are seeing in Ghana. What you people see in Ghana with Nigerians who are Igbos, with the Igbos who are Nigerians. You leave your father's land, come to another man's land, where you should be focused about doing what you're doing. Do your right thing, establish your reputation. Peradventure you married those people's daughters and they gave birth to your children. When chiefs are down, bring back your children home. Don't come to establish chieftaincy title and do all this your fake, illusional, deluded royalty.
Some mwahwem mani so atemaso we ye di piaka na ni nyina no wo ho me shada blame obia too much ye leaders na e wo Ghana ha no e na me blame no me blame omo me blame ye leaders e wo Ghana ha no mu sei eni bre ni sika omo penti no obia ba afro krom ba na omo di sika ba na yaje na ye de japade e me ma no akatakata Ghana ni ne sorry ye se opese onye bibi se ya anka omo ntiase o ni nyonko Ghana ni anka ontiase ba obi o free baby aba ha no mu sei ne de hwe mhwede mutumi ye ma no we dachi bia be ha ye nyina afeda ko ba go school aba no wayera obekọ ne yeku obi sha ha Igbo fo uti mu history mo no mu wi nipa na mo uti o meme yakora ketekete kora na mete sa asem wo ise se Igbo fo mu wi nipa na nnom so mu ye bi mu ku nipa mo nwe ho mu ya wade echese bibia mu ya ye wo yakora no mfa ne ho ekwan obefa so obenya ne sika no eno a na odwen ho wonim sasa asem we say ba ye hwe ba bia chese waje ne land na bebrebe na chese ekeka ko chese prampram kwam ho no mo ba bi o enti no ewo honorable Sam George ne ho side na ye bisa no ono de wo se onim ho hwe o wo se wonim ho hwe kire se wonim de papa ni intentions no wonim sese na papa na ye na dwen se obeye o akwa lands bia bebre bia nso sa honorable Sam George Ose papa ni land bebre sa bia e wo Ningo Prampram constituency honomo na emom no ono de onim ni se Ningo Prampram fo de ade bende be ancient kingdom ene waka ne reporter ajo de koto ho no enu ni obi anhwe no kan bi why we any ade a honorable Sam George oti Igbo fo nsensem ne sa sorry the dindin on social media so no we any de obetro de to ni page I way any do betro editu ni page into obi an kan bi na wonte ase na ade ba ko ye machine kra ne se wonim se Igbo king no ba ye no chese wa start bobo sub chiefs wo bobo ma ahemfo nketoa ama empress gifty adoye wa mani bi captain smart ono so kan ho ono so yabo no sub chief enti chese wa ye na dwen se obebuild a whole chese we country in a country in a country na time no so a wa to ye fefe chese obe dominate yen ama ya so yetian ye krom so na ya dani slaves ye betina yen ye krom but ye bet dani slaves e was ankofo we sensem Ghana for obi besia Ghana for mun sorry o Ghana for mun sorry o na Igbo for de be ye slaves o Igbo for de be slaves o yo wo de ka munyen pipini ndc
empress Ghana ni ye futu ni na we honor title chieftaincy de amamne ti medie ne se mema oman mienu no aka bom Igbo for Ghana for Nigeria for ye nyina aye baako na yetumi amasodwe aba Africa enye Nigeria be but Africa His Royal Majesty Chief Jude Ihenitu me godfather or me papa or yobia one lolo or him man ne yere me no mo sign achekakra no ntina me de Peterson okopi ba ye me de me call him nimu ekoye because me chine som no any royalty ni otum anu ntina me because there are so many things are empress me ya me di Nigeria for and now so say me dream wo mo ho account ni nyina ka ho e na wo mo share ya wo mo de efa no ye frame chief Igomma empress gifty atoye kwacho ye ka say Igomma trese beautiful eagle sisia empress yasa mami eye new role as ohene no me de ne say me so me area ene me field a me wo eye nwomoto entertainment eti dia me so metimi aye na meboa na bebi a me wo no me gender no ase bebi a me stand no ye betumi ene ye nuanom no aka bomu na yaye ama no aye fe ye betumi aye ne yeso ya benefit efri wo mo ho na o mo so mo benefit efri ye ho eti eno ti na empress nse nyina we nyina eka ho eka me responsibility
All right. If you're here watching, please Oguna owe chishi ene chigi tata. Uhora toga delege ibia nare chishi. Makanda na Ningo. Sana mapena son.
Pass through the body of the servant of death.
Aishi na wewe kama Akadana. Ya hayo. Don't forget hardship,
we nyina eyasem we nyina eyasem munsiesie mu fie wie na mukosiesie abonten na memblemi o mu nyina ni nyina nkomre nyina no omampani mahama etumi address Dr. Eze Chuku de Ehenetu no say His Royal Majesty a woni ni ehwebom woni no ehwebom mo ma yenkwohwe last video a woni na te hono mo ne nkofo bi ene ansem so o mo kan uhwe wi a haya ne de besi foforo bi aba ye de bebrem ye da mase mo subscribe na mo share mo like na mo comment ye besen hia. Thank you.
And I want to thank you for what you're doing for your people. We know the Igbos are very creative, and like you said, when it comes to culture, you tell your own story. We are absorbing a lot of Igbo words into our own language here in Ghana. So when somebody sees a big man, says Igwe. And so we appreciate, the creativity of your people. And your people are very enterprising. Wherever they go, they are able to, survive and, make the best of the opportunity. And I mean, for you radiate that, confidence and, humility at the same time. And I know that you're one of the influences to make your people law-abiding within Ghana and to keep according to the laws of Ghana. And so we appreciate the work you do as Your Royal Majesty. We'll continue to work with them. We lost the election in 2016, but we've not sat back. We're still working, and we're sure that by the grace of God, 2024, I always want to collaborate with you to make sure that we're able to let the governance that we all want to see continue to happen. Ghana and Nigeria are like twins of the same mother. Yes. And so we're watching what is happening in Nigeria very closely. Your own election is in February, and Ghana is always a year. And so we hope everything goes peacefully in Nigeria. It would. Incidentally, the two leading contenders are both my friends, Atiku is and Tinubu is my friend. So whichever way it goes, we hope that Nigeria will continue to progress. Nigeria is a big brother in West Africa, and we always look to see that Nigeria gets its act together. Because if Nigeria prospers, the whole of West Africa will prosper. And so we thank you very much for the visit. We'll take note of the date. It's good that you're giving us such long notice, and so it makes it easier for us to plan around the date. And so we'll take note of the date, and if God grants us good health,